Longtime viewers of the channel know my love for one of the more niche formats in competitive Pokemon, Little Cup. It's a super unique format, played exclusively with first stage Pokemon at level 5. It's incredibly fast-paced and offensive, and has a bunch of fun and unique differences to standard singles competitive play. I haven't uploaded a Wi-Fi Little Cup Draft League to the channel in a while, dang near 3 years ago at this point. Well, today that dry spell ends, as we bring back the Little Cup content with the first season of BBR Little Cup. We have an awesome coaching roster this season, and all 16 coaches will battle out for 7 weeks in an attempt to make playoffs and become the champion. Today's video will be going over our draft for the season, going over which baby mons we picked and why we picked them. Hey guys, OG Albina here, and if you guys do enjoy today's draft analysis, be sure to drop a like on the video and sub to the channel. If you enjoy Draft League content, this is your place to be. I have so many fun ideas and fun plans for champions, for just in general going forward, and I'd really appreciate if you hit that sub button. We're on our way to 5K, and I'd love to hit it by the end of the year. We only got about a month left, so I need your help. That being said, let's go over the team. First, we will go over some ground rules and housekeeping items. The budget for our draft this season will be 95 points for 9 Pokemon. We drafted in 2 pools of 8, as the decks of LC Pokemon just isn't big enough to allow one pool of 16 coaches. That means there is a chance a coach will play against a Pokemon they have, or take on the same Pokemon twice. Little Cup also has a bit of a quirk of having a 2-item clause. Typically, I'm not a fan of item clause in singles, but it is required in Little Cup due to Eviolite being so much better than everything else. This forces coaches to be a bit more creative in their builds, only being able to use 2 of any one item on a team. 2 Eviolites, Life Orbs, Choice Scarfs, etc. We were drafting in the Violet pool, and were lucky enough to grab the first pick overall. Yes, I know that's 2 leagues in a row. No, I did not rig it. This left us with 2 options, Stunky and Scraggy. Both are incredible offensive dark types who spam the strongest move in the format, Knockoff. Hard to switch into something if you're immediately losing your Eviolite and half your defenses. Stunky is great, and more of an immediate breaker with its great speed, priority, and mixed capabilities. I passed on it though, opting for the broken setup sweeper in Scraggy. Scraggy is a force in Little Cup. With the dark fighting typing, it can spam stab moves from 2 of the strongest typings in the format. It has access to great setup options in Dragon Dance and Bulk Up, further facilitated by its coverage offensively, or its incredible defensive abilities in Intimidate and Shed Skin. It can even skip the setup altogether, opting for a Choice Scarf and a more offensive ability in Moxie. Scraggy is one of the easiest win buttons in Little Cup, and our goal is to facilitate it as well as possible here. Being first, I had the benefit of being a wheel pick and getting to draft 2 Pokemon at a time each time we came up. When round 2 rolled along, the first pair of our wheel I locked up is one of the best defensive Pokemon you can pair with Scraggy and Coughing. Coughing serves as both a great fairy and fighting resist, Scraggy's 2 biggest weaknesses. Beyond just helping Scraggy, fighting is one of the best offensive types in the format, so having a sturdy check to them is paramount. Its levitate ability also allows it to stuff pretty much any ground type not named Mold Break or Drillbur. It can spread stats with Sludge Bomb and Willow, has good coverage with fire moves, and can even thief items if it's been knocked off by the fighters it's trying to check. Super solid defensive piece to facilitate our big hitters. The second part of our first wheel was rounded out by the ever-fast and ever-blind Wingull. Wingull might not have Drizzle like its evolved form, but man oh man is it impossible to switch into. Provided it hits, Hurricane plus Surf is impossible for 90% of teams to answer. Then you factor in its incredible speed tier, and teams just don't have an option outside of Scarfers we can just pivot out on. One of the most important things in Little Cup is grabbing an elite high speed tier mon, and Wingull hitting 19 at level 5 with a timid nature does that for us. At the point of our next wheel, I wanted to prioritize a more traditional Choice Scarfer, and snag another important speed tier in 17. For this, we locked the fire starter, Scorbunny. Scorbunny got access to Flare Blitz this gen, allowing it to nuke the fire weak teams our opponents may have. It also gets Stab U-Turn, High Jump Kick, and Gunk Shot with its Libero ability. Heck, it can even grab a strong quick attack, as priority is king in Little Cup. We grabbed yet another starter on the back end of this wheel in Squirtle. I know it seems odd being that we literally just grabbed Wingull a few rounds ago, but they function very differently. Squirtle is going to function more like a traditional water type here, being much bulkier and able to pivot into big threats on opposing teams. It can also rapid spin, which you need with a threat like Wingull. Squirtle can function offensively as well, with Shell Smash being a great win condition, which makes it pair even better with Wingull. Wingull can break down opposing water resist and Squirtle checks, as they're likely to be checked defensively by the same things. Chunking them down will in turn open up Shell Smash Squirtle endgames. We just have to be careful about those pesky mirror herbs. After another eternity of waiting, we came around to our next wheel. We're still missing quite a few important roles, and one of which was a Stealth Rocker. I also really needed a sturdy flying resist, as it's another one of the best offensive typings in the format. We killed 2 birds with 1 stone here, grabbing Galarian Meowth, who's deceptively strong as well. Meowth gives us yet another strong fairy resist, letting it pair well with Scraggy. I still need rocks. Hazards are super important in this format, and breaking sturdies and sashers. I'm also super ground weak. This led us to grab the perfect fit in Turtwig. completing our Fire Water Grass starter trio. Turtwig can be pretty sturdy with an Evilite, really helping us out in that Driller matchup in particular. It can reliably Stealth Rock and recover with Synthesis, and it can even pull some Shell Smash shenanigans alongside Squirtle. We better be ready for those herbs though, because they're definitely showing up against our team. One more wheel, and one of the most important roles in Draft League in general was still not filled on our team. I'm of course talking about the ground type. Turtwig doesn't turn into one until he fully evolves, and with double water we definitely need a way to mitigate that weakness and block volt switches. The best one left that left us any budget here was Geodude. Geodude can also double as a secondary flying resist with its rock typing. Now, it isn't as good as it was in old LC formats, as the Berry Juice item doesn't exist in this generation due to the lack of Shuckle being in the decks. Despite Geodude not being able to pull off his Sturdy Juice shenanigans, it still serves as a great electric and flying pivot. Sturdy is valuable here as it gives us an emergency button if we decide to equip Geodude with heavy duty boots. Lastly, I decided getting a low tier Sticky Web Bomb would be great here. Mitigating Scarfers for DD Scraggy and Wingull seems pretty incredible for us. And out of the ones left, I decided to pick the Spin Rack, as it gives us some fun priority. It's far from a good Pokemon, but it's solid in this role nonetheless. And that is going to be the team for BBR Little Cup. Let me know what you guys think of the squad. If you're excited for Little Cup, I know this isn't something I've done on the channel Wi-Fi wise in a while. I'm hoping you guys enjoy it. We have a really fun roster, and I think it'll be a fun way to kind of close out the generation. I'm sure you guys have seen enough Great Tusk for the generation, so here's some Scraggy and Squirtle. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Again, be sure to drop a like, sub if you're new. These battles will be going up every single Sunday. Be sure to check it out each week. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.